Hey Arlo, do you want to go in the woods? We're gonna go get some turkey tail and go grab the trail cams. So we gotta hike a little distance to get over to the other side of the creek where the trail cams are and where I found some turkey tail. So we'll go forage that, pick up the cams. That should make a nice hike. It's a little chilly today. It's 45 degrees Fahrenheit. There's not much wind, so that's nice. There it is, that arched log right there with the moss on it, loaded with turkey. Let's go check it out. So here's that turkey tail up close. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but it has a really pretty kind of bluish tint to it. I should point out here that blue isn't the typical color for turkey tail. Depending on the minerals available in the wood that it's growing on, it may appear in shades of brown, oranges, all sorts of colors, but it will typically have a white margin around the edge. But here's how you check your turkey tail. It should be white on the bottom. It sometimes gets a little off-white as it gets older, but it has these little teeny pores. It shouldn't look fuzzy or furry or have a maze underneath. It should be just little dots like this. And of course, the way that it's growing in these clumps is really typical of turkey. It often gives you these little flowerette shapes. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, I got to get cracking on foraging these turkey tails. This is how I usually do it. I tip up the mushroom, and you can see there's kind of like a darker, I don't know, darker zone. I think of it sort of like the cuticle on your fingernail. So I just sort of target that seam between the white part and the less white part. And I try to clean these off in the field versus going home and having to touch them all again before I dry them. This stuff is tough. I mean, it's some people say it's like shoe leather. You can kind of tell by when I'm cutting it, the sound that it makes. Oops. And I also don't like to just rip it out of the log, because the mycelium, which is really the body of the fungus, is down inside that log. And these mushrooms are really just the fruiting body, sort of like the apple on an apple tree. So the goal is to just take the fruit and not damage the underlying body of the organism. Because then hopefully next year I can come back here and there'll be more. Yeah, see, a lot of times they're all connected like this. You end up getting like a whole strip of it coming off together. these mushrooms, they're like conjoined twins a lot of the times. They grow together, like they grow into each other and then sort of connect up, I guess. They start off separate at the base, but then I think where they touch, they come back in contact and they reconnect like that. It's kind of cool. This will take some trimming. Let's see how interconnected those are. They like to come off together. Well, I've foraged most of what I'm going to get off of this part. Some of this stuff's a little janky, so I'm going to just leave it be. But I did notice under the log, there's a ton of it growing down here. And of course, because it's growing on the underside of the log, it's basically just the white stuff. I mean, there's very little of the actual sort of shelf fungus on here. Here we have some, because we're starting to go vertical. You can tell how dry that is. So, some of this doesn't look quite right. I think I'll leave this stuff. Got some more over here. And I don't think I'll harvest or forage all this today. I'll probably have to come back another time, partly because this guy's getting bored. So I'll grab a little bit more and come back another time. Pretty dry. Color's different too. Ooh, that's coming right off. You often find turkey tail on partially covered up logs like this. It seems like the turkey tail likes to grow under the weeds. Man, there's just a ton of it right around here. Definitely not going to get it all today. I have to come back. Major score though. This stuff will last a long time. Getting a pretty good amount in there. I mean, by weight, it's not much. But what I do is dry it out and then pulverize it. And the powder, I use the powder in my coffee in the morning because it's good for fighting inflammation, of which I have a lot, thanks to arthritis. Well, Arlo's been very patient. I've been at this for about an hour. Maybe it's time to move on. Just take this last one. And then we'll come back another time. Whoops. Oh boy. Got more than I bargained for. Huh. Nice big chunk. All right, that's probably a good spot to stop. We'll come back here another time. Gotta go get those trail cams now. I think we gotta head up that way. Somewhere around here is the trail cam. I think I see it. Might as well turn you off first. Go get the other one. It's a little treacherous. All right, now we gotta head over that way, find the other cam. I'll head back to the house and start the process of dehydrating these turkey tails. This video is getting a little long though, so I'll create a second video where I show that process of drying and grinding the mushrooms into a powder. Until then, thanks for watching.